BO5. I am honored to be here with Syndra, I'm Toby1, and this crowd is getting behind the local heroes. It is Virtus.pro. Who will have enough? Will it be the VP draft? Will it be the OG draft? Will it be the VP players? Will it be the OG players? Many, many questions, and that's the reason why I'm here with Synd.
I love this draft. Let's just adjust the mic to make sure it's in a good position.
Wonderful, go.
I love this draft.
Yay!
Yeah, so, okay.
Tell us why, Synd.
There's a couple of things to cover in this. I'll try to go over them as fast as possible. I thought Enchantress and Chen would get picked way earlier in the tournament. I think the heroes are definitely still playable. I love seeing VP just going, you know, full confidence in this one. We were asking ourselves, are they going to mix it up? Both teams really mixing it up here, totally different stuff. So, when teams show two supports fairly early that can almost only play support role, which OG did here with the Dazzle Treant, that opens up for Enchantress. The way you usually counter this hero is by having a hero that can counter jungle heroes, such as a Doom or a Crystal Maiden, something to kill her creeps off. OG showing these two supports don't have that counter, and VP identify that for that reason they can run the Enchantress in this game. They're also going to steal away the Alchemist, which will be played by Ramses this game and played safe lane. And then they finish it off getting this OD mid, who has some of the best setup for Enchantress by virtue of this 4-second Astral Imprisonment. If you Astral someone mid, Ench has plenty of time to get the creeps in position, get in there and get it going. OG looking for counter picks as well. They picked the Timbersaw into Alk and Legion, two strength heroes. And they also got themselves the Troll, probably expecting that the Alk would go mid, trying to contest him in lane, but that will not be the case this game. This is going to be crazy. All eyes on Lil for this game. Yep. Follow the Ench.
Keep your eyes on him, that whole Alchemist mid. You may even thought he may go safe lane, but Virtus.pro are taking him to the off lane in combination with the Warlock, and Lil playing very aggressive. It's not a surprise when Artsal is the coach of this team that you actually get the Enchantress pickup. You were reminding us of that during the drafting phase. And Lil, well, he's already there in mid. Aggressive war. Does he really do this? The Courier snipe as well. This is a horrible way for OG to start. The Courier actually snipes the Quelling Blade of Ana. Virtus.pro, spill the blood. It's the cute blood, but it's the Courier blood.
Just as big as First Blood, if not even more. This is a big gold swing. Lil to find. So when it comes to Ench, obviously the jungle has been nerfed, so it only spawns every second minute, but the first two creeps you get are at the same pace, even the first three. So he's going to find a Wild Wing. There's a Centaur in the other. And now the Treant of Jerax will try to simply walk in and body block so that Lil can't get more than one creep in this one. Of course, Jerax will be successful. Lil can't really stop this. What he can do is just go somewhere else. He has his own jungle, so he can go find another creep.
Yep.
And the Wild Wing will just be annoying in mid for Ana to deal with.
Plenty of options. We should also flag the fact that in the first minute, VP actually changed up their lanes. They may have been expecting the Timber plus Dazzle to run that dual off lane. And instead, S4 ended up on the off lane, so Ramses has switched into the safe lane, and they pushed Pasha into the off lane. But Pasha sitting here with little to no mana, and S4's already off to a decent start. So difficult for Ramses really to fight that. It becomes more of a straight farm lane than anything else until help will arrive.
It sucks being Ana right now. This is really, really difficult to deal with. He doesn't have a courier. He's getting tornadoed. The OD is playing aggressively on him. He has cooldown on his one tango. He kind of has to shrine. Pretty much already solo, moving down aggressively as well.
That feels so early to shrine. Like, Solo's here for the 2-minute bounty room, which is something Ana probably also wants, but as you said, he had to shrine. It instantly gets pinged out because the Observer Ward sees that far, and he knows seeing the Observer Wards. Ana was one of the big things that VP was able to shut down to get the victory over them. And they can just keep going again. This could be death for Ana. He goes for the quick whirling axes back to the tier 1 tower. But remember, this is the Golems. It's the Golem taking the damage, so he'll split out again. You've got more stuns available. The Shadow Wave will kick in. Solo's in the neighborhood. Shadow Word could also have its effect, but no, Solo will retreat. Came in range of the tower, and the Enchantress creeps were timing out. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Ramsey's actually not too healthy. S4 doesn't have double edge, doesn't have damage from that, and that's the reason why Solo was bailing. He had to come up here to help out the Alchemist.
It's going to give him the Shadow Word and bring him up nice and healthy. This pull is available. Lil will, however, take it for now, getting another Wild Wing, and probably wants to farm this camp up so it spawns again minute 3. We'll see what his second creep is going to be. So far, so good for OG in the mid lane. They didn't die, but Ana is not having the greatest time ever.
S4's going to have to shrine as well now. Got a decent amount of farm on him. Jerax also going to need it. Hasn't found his level 2 just yet. Fly, venturing into enemy territory. Just to swipe the bounty runes to restrict the area. The VP can just get huge advantages on. And this Enchantress, only level 1, so we're 3 minutes in. The roaming, at this point, it seems to have been rather successful from Lil as far as pressure being applied, but did he want more than this?
He would ideally at least have liked to find First Blood by now in the mid lane. He did try it with a good creep combination, but didn't get the Centaur in the right position in time. And Ana was able to get away. Realistically, Dazzle would have probably saved him as well in that instance. Fly came mid.
G-Rex is flagging. There's a sentry ward up on top, so he can't just move through the tree lines. He got attacked by the creep wave. Yeah, and he knows it. He knows it's right in the middle of the lane. What they wanted to have happen is G-Rex walk on top of the Alchemist, the Warlock, get the first stun, then the Shadow Wave damage. This is the combination that OG is working towards. Then they can work with S4 with that double edge, but instead the combination is more than likely prepping for the mid lane. Catapults there, Ana is being forced back again, has to go for the Whirling Axes. 13-0 against the 27-10. It's a nightmare for Ana, and even in sustain the lane, he's looking at buying a straight Morbid Mask to start with.
Despite VP not finding any kills, we're looking at that 2k gold lead again that we saw a couple games ago. They're winning the early game really hard in this one. No one going in for Ana. Needs to be careful not to get bashed here. That could get scary. Stole a lot of int. Troll already doesn't have much. That's something for later in the game. The Astral, or rather the Sanity's Eclipse, can blow up Troll. He has, I think, the worst intelligence gain in the game. I believe it's like 1.0 or something. It's pretty stupid. Yep, he is really stupid. 1.0 indeed. So good laning from VP. Okay, this is something you often manage to accomplish with the Enchantress. Even if you don't find kills, you can put this early lane pressure. Enchantress has a tendency to fall off a bit later, though. They do have the Battle Trance as well, so they can get through the Untouchable at later stages. But all in all, VP are probably fairly satisfied with what they've managed to do for now. Now they need to keep building on this advantage, and OG to find a way to incorporate their supports in a meaningful way. It's so difficult for support duo to find kills right now.
Right now they seem to just be helping with the laning phase. Like Notel's having himself a great time on bottom. He didn't actually go for much aggression. He went for the 3 points up in the reactive armor against the Legion Commander. So it's just giving him something where he can posture back against Pasha. Get the level 6 up, let the Sharkwoods do the work, and maybe find an earlier kill. So without Timber Chain, he's probably not going to get that.
Legion Commander is pretty decent against Timber in lane, though. Press the attack can remove the Whirling Death attribute loss.
Things are coming out. Solo and Lil, they're on their way. We've got ourselves Mud Golem and Centaur again. The multiple stuns. Ramsey gets initiated on. The dust will trigger. Ramsey's preparing the concoction. Throws it towards G-Rax. The Shadow Wave is there. There isn't a shallow grave. He didn't save the point for it, but G-Rax gets invis. Thanks to the dust. He is revealed, however. Ramsey's on the run. He needs to survive. Hook stomp out from S4. Double edge available, and he will slice the Enchantress out by the body block. The Enchantress Crypt is doing the work, not to mention the concoction from Ramsey's. It'll fly out. A double kill for the safe lane Alchemist. G-Rax is back. He'll try and work with Flying, but the Centaur Stomp is there. Mud Golem Stomp up in a second too. But it's VP trying to beat the aggressors, and they get first blood on the top lane. That Centaur's not even done. The double stuns fly out. Lil does it from the grave, even from the base, I should say. Getting the kill onto the Dazzle, now making a 3-for-1 advantage on the kill board.
Lil is really, really good at this hero. He's played it a lot in the past. I think his Enchantress is way better than his Chen, personally. He has this good eye for these early aggressive plays that you can make and spotting the right moments in the lane. This is a great start for Virtus Pro in this game. Alchemist is going Medallion first item. This is very unusual. They will probably be taking advantage of the good head start in this lane to simply have the bursting power. Ramsey's taking a different approach to Alch that we have seen a lot in the past. This minus armor / plus armor buildup, and then we might not even see the Radiance this game. It could just be the combat build that he brings out with Sanji Yasha.
It almost brings you back. Like, there's no one that really massively benefits from the Aghanim set, but from Eternal Envy's Aghanim's Rush days when he went for that Solar Crest only with Armlet. Actually, he went Armlet after. But still,
Axe is pretty good on End. Pretty good on Warlock.
That range damage, if Lil keeps finding kills, sure, why not? Troll Warlock's just using his Battle Trance to farm. He's still playing catch-up, and they have the Shrine to trigger too.
He will not catch up to OD right now. It's just not happening.
28-0 to 55-23. Like, how many times has no one been the power of the mid lane?
This is not Ana playing awful by any means. He is just being countered out by the Enchantress at first, and no one is probably one of the 3 best mechanical mid players in the world, especially from a laning stage standpoint. Generally, I believe Sumail has said that no one is really good. If Sumail looks up to you, it's something special. He is a very self-confident mid player, and for a while was definitely considered just hands down the best in his lane. So if he sees someone else being strong at it, it means a lot, and I can only agree. Like, when you see no one play these mid lanes, he is exceptional.
We'll see how long he can keep his control up before OG think about starting their rotations, but as time goes on, the Alchemist continues to farm. Those 2 Ramses went for more of a combat build. It's a 2-2-1-1 across the Alchemist, so he's not looking for the heavy amount of farm. He wants to work with his teammates to keep pressure on S4, but S4 now with the Ring of Health has a lot of life, a lot of regeneration, is rapidly approaching that Vanguard, making killing him more difficult. Stampede is available, and Timbersaw, it's not the worst time for him. No duel for Pasha, but yeah, he's got a lot of levels, and he's second on the net worth, 3.8k, only behind the OD by 200.
The safe lane is the only lane for OG that is going very well. The other 2 lanes are massive VP wins, so there's a lot of pressure on N0tail in this game to perform and deliver. Top lane, there's a stomp. Oh, that kind of didn't turn into anything at all. They did use the troll ulti as well to try to put some pressure.
You felt like that's happening, but again, it's just this farm from Ana farming up the Ancients. Oh, there's your concoction. They're trying to catch out S4. Remember, he's got the Stampede. Not to mention, Living Armor is only level 1, however, so not as effective. The Jirai trying to hover around. A quick sentry ward down by Lil. He'll lose one of his centaurs. He had an enchant available, didn't use it, and there's no extra creep for him to grab here unless he goes a little bit further down. But now, Stampede, the centaur! Lil with a double stun! Stops the attack!
Get out of here.
No, stay there! It's... doesn't need to play Visage to be spectacular.
So VP are winning the laning stage really hard, but none of them is going a greedy route. There's no Midas for the OD, there's no Greevil Screed for the Alchemist. I wonder what the bigger game plan is here. If they're looking for some sort of spike with a couple of key items where they start pushing towers or taking Roshan. Roshan should be really easy for the light up eventually. But for now, if they wanted to, I think OG would let them. They could have gone Midas on this ODU, no problem. No one wants to be strong earlier. Force Staff will be coming up in 5 gold. Really good item on OD in general. Great item this game as well. Against Chakram, able to get out of that. Be able to set yourself up to get the Astral off, obviously. And play the preemptive.
There's a ping on bottom lane. This came out before as Jirax rotating over Pasha. Can Jirax get the fist bump in? Yes, he will. N0tail. Chakram's coming off cooldown in a second. Pasha doesn't have press the attack, but he's got duel. Does he want to find it? N0tail. Timber changes his way up. Pasha is low. Shadow Word will give him a little bit more life, not to mention the movement speed. He's just trying to juke it around, and he does it successfully. Lil and Solo will both rotate down on Pasha. He's looking for the duel damage. Phase boost will trigger. He's got the movement speed. Catching the tree for attack, but now in comes N0tail. Slices him in two. But the damage from no one has arrived as well into the tree line. No Eclipse available. N0tail starts to TP. Will they find him in time? Half a second, 0 seconds, he's out. Meanwhile in the mid, Ana and Fly will team up to pressure the tower. S4 getting up in the face of Ramses underneath his own tier 1 tower. Stampede's available. Not to mention that second double edge.
Big plays from N0tail there for OG. Winning the duel for the Treant. He can become a carry soon with that plus 10 damage. That wasn't serious, Toby, just making sure. Got that.
It was serious.
And of course, even getting out with the TP. Just beautiful play there all around from N0tail. Good stuff from him. If he doesn't make this play, that bottom tower would have been in a lot of trouble, actually.
And they're coming again.
Yep.
Pasha's got duel available. They forced up. He'll actually drag him back in. Timber Chain was starting to work, but now N0tail will fall. It doesn't matter about dual damage. It's about controlling the Timber and killing off the safe laner. The big shining hope for OG.
That is a use of Force Staff that I did not mention because it's really not obvious, and I don't think N0tail was considering it either.
No. You go for the Force Staff over going for the Dragonlance. It's no one playing positional Dota with the OD.
Mid lane Ana, he wants to push this tower. He has to be a bit careful though. No one is on the way in. Has 4-step on cooldown, however. And Ana has a decent ward.
OG don't want to fight. Like, this is serious business time for Virtus.pro. They've got the Chaotic offering up and running. They're the ones with the damage. And while they're hunting for a kill, you'll have Ramses continuously farming up on the top. He did finish up the Solar Crest. He's not revealing what he's going next, however. There's nothing in the quick buy. Okay, now he actually did it. It's an S and Y build in from the Alchemist. It's Combat Al.
This is Ramses' go-to build, I think, on safe lane Alchemist. He doesn't really play it the same way as others. First have this more aggressive mid-game impact than the split push approach.
Troll trap.
Charging up the concoction.
Yeah, he's looking towards S4. If he can get the concoction off, you go a troll trap. So S4, even if he has Stampede, he can't run away. They commit the gold. They're happy to do this because the pressure into the T1 tower is just as important now. Arriving Ana, the weave hit on from Fly. So Lil, they're all losing the armor. Solo upheaval, slowing the attack, and Lil, the sprites, the regeneration, 3 points in it. It works an absolute treat. Now with a chakram, Lil can't stay in close. The golem as well. They want to keep it up to continue this pressure. Then Ana, they stay close, living armor under the protection of fortification. Bringing the tower up as Virtus.pro have brought everyone to the top lane, and Ana is TPing out. OG, either they're not feeling like Virtus.pro are going to keep this push going, or he just doesn't feel it's worth it. Instead, go for the trade-off. Look to the tier 1 tower in the mid.
This tower should fall top. OG delayed it a lot. The weave is coming out. I don't think VP will be scared of this because they see the tower trade successful for OG. And meanwhile, Jerax is finding some much needed time bottom. We'll be getting close to level 7 and having the greatest game of this Treant so far.
He's just playing catch up.
Yeah.
That's all he can do at this point as well. A little bit of armor from having that chainmail. Boost him up a little bit. As you said, get the levels up. It's really important for him to have overgrowth coming into these fights. Need to hold him in position and let Troll do the work, because right now Troll doesn't have enough damage on him. Ana's also going for the S and Y build as well on top of the Vlads. So a couple of auras to work with them, and they just try and stand together strong.
And the graph has flatlined for quite a while now, so a big start
OG
for VP.
who holds the experience advantage of all people.
It was a big start for VP in terms of gold, but they haven't really been able to gain much more. And they have Alchemist. Usually you would be concerned. You're like, we have Alchemist not gaining GPM over the enemy team. What's going on? He still has a 1 Grievous Breach. So this is a different approach.
It feels deceiving as well, because like the Enchantress as well as the OD, you expect them to have Midases.
Yeah.
You expect them to also play the catch-up, well, not the catch-up game, but the just, oh, we got a good start, now we're going to increase everything game, but it's not going to come from them. So that Enchantress sitting like 3.1k is not going to be boosted quickly.
This game is more than likely to drag fairly long and be a pretty slow game. I do think this is the type of game that OD can really shine in. He counters every core on the enemy team. Great hero against Centaur, great hero against Troll, and also great hero against Timber. So no one is going to feel very great about the matchups that he has been given in this game. It was their last pick.
That is that advantage they had. A small change up in the build. He didn't actually finish the S and Y Ramses. He's now got the armlet coming on the courier. 4-staff, no one jumping in on this top lane. That Centaur from Lil is on the way in. S4 stampedes, but the duel holds him under the tier 1 tower. Shallow Grave, it will last long enough, so there's no dual damage, but S4 just chasing up the Pasha. We're about to do anything but say, well, come at me, bro. I'm dead anyway.
They didn't have any info to go with their OG. Bit surprised that S4 and Fly
Motel.
He's
trying to go after Ramses. A chakram damage is decent, and with another Timber Chain available, he's going to miss the target. Ramses preparing the concoction because supporters arrive in the form of no one. No tail brought down. Ramses will find his 3rd kill of the game. Ana in through the rear. Lil, he actually has the damage if he waits it out perfectly into that impetus. He doesn't have the range, but Ana is dying. Concoction, they need the vision. Fly, no Shallow Grave. He'll go down as well. Virtus.pro, they're destroying OG on the bottom lane, bringing it to 10-2 in Game 5.
This bottom tower will fall as well. OG really can't catch a break, can't find the moves. That right there is OD versus Troll. Was that 80% of his health from the ulti alone? Obviously OD had a lot of install and currently sitting at 60.
He's got a little bit.
Press the attack will be a factor the whole game as well for him. Also great counters to the OG stun of Centaur and the overgrowth. no one is going to be insane in this game unless OG finds some sort of miraculous way of dealing with him.
Hurricane
I just
Pikes
don't
and
see
Blink
it.
Dagger. Like, you can't control him. Like, Centaur, he has his Blink Dagger, so you got the jump from that. But what you're probably expecting was Jirax to be the man giving the vision, letting him know where Virtus Pro is coming from, and he just can't do it because every time VP move, they move quickly, they move in a surprising way that OG is just not prepared for. And now OG, they're going for the Hallelujah. They're trying to go in towards Roshan, but because the ward they put down,
Warlock.
it actually got scouted out. Lil will steal the invis rune. There is a sentry ward, so they do see Lil moving out, but Roshan down just about 50% of his HP. The top tower will be taken by S4. Stampede is up. The Troll ulti down for the moment, and VP, they're in the neighborhood, and OG, they're going to be forced into this fight. Under the tier 1 tower, Weave connects over on 3. So be careful with that one. A quick dust, thinking maybe Jirax is a little bit closer. He is not.
Top tower is under attack.
And VP will give some respect.
This was a good distraction play from OG securing that top tower by going into the Roche.
ODC being out.
If everything clicked there and they got Roche and the tower, they would be in a pretty good position to come back in the game. The tower only is not really enough for now, but it's kind of the best that they can hope for. They've also managed to defend their own tower, of course, with this living armor, level 4. Now they are looking to go aggressive. Pasha is in a very good position right now, and he's going to give it up, actually.
Under the cover of smoke, because they put the Ogre Frost Mage inside the pit, so there's no way for OG just to slip by Virtus Pro with the cheeky one. They have to stick around and wait for VP to come into their kill zone.
This Ogre has 45 seconds left on it. It should be more than enough time for VP to pressure somewhere, so OG has to respond.
OG can't fight yet.
Like they're wasting their smoke, essentially. OG got nothing out of this.
Yep. So they push Jirax up to the top. He does not have a TP scroll. So OG is still not looking for a fight. All they're looking to do is contest Roshan. Don't let Virtus Pro have it. They tried to steal it themselves. That didn't work. It's just the mass D-ward of D-ward of D-ward. Going out in the mid.
Roche, really. They have Press, Acid Spray.
This Chakram slow down the creep wave push. Ramses comes in once more. OD is terrible at killing buildings, and they know it. Virtus Pro can't just force the lane, and Ramses, even with combat build, the Alchemist doesn't do as much either. Not enough to get through the living armor protection, and Notel, who could just continuously spam out these Chakrams to hold the wave back.
All of a sudden we have full Solar Crest on Treant for Jirax. Not a big item. Very good against the Dire lineup. Lots of right-clicking involved from OD, Alk, and Ench, and even the Legion Commander. And OD really doesn't like buying MKB, so will be a valuable choice the entire game. This crest is going to pay off.
No one actually is building PKB, so it's the immunity that he wants from the item, the ability to stand in the middle of OG and, well, not really give two hoots.
When he's in BKB, there's only one guy touching him, and that's the Troll. The Centaur will be pretty useless, the Timber will be completely useless against him.
Does
Ana really have enough damage to get through the OG? Yeah, they're inside the pit. Vision is negligible, in fact, non-existent for OG. And Chakram was just used by Notel to force out the mid lane, so yep, the Weave will give the Vision instead. That's the power of OG. They had it with the Batrider before. This time it's the power of the Dazzle. Timber chain forward, looking for the damage with the Chakram. They push him around as Notel. There's your jump forward, the Hawk Stomp. It connects on the OD. They're going to kill him off. This is a big fight if they can keep the contesting there. The Rock will fall from Warlock, combining with the Feather Bonus. Jirax creates a little bit more space with the Overgrowth. The damage from Notel is huge, but not enough. No one is just doing his work. He survives through this. He wants one more hit on Notel. Solo actually gets the kill because of the fatal bonds. He got hit by the Ancients, and 4 heroes go down for OG, and this will allow Virtus Pro to take Roshan and really the balls of this game into their hands.
All they had to pay for that was the OD buyback. I would imagine they're going to give him the Aegis now as a result of this. Yes,
they do.
So it wasn't free, and it was a great fight from OG, but as you said, it was not enough. And there's more big items now flowing in for Virtus Pro, and they have a big moment of opportunity now with this Aegis to go and claim some buildings. This mid tower just finally fall after Treant delayed it for 200 years.
How long this series to go for? 2 SMYs now completed. Ramses has his in hand. The Troll Warlord has his as well. As OG They show they have the patience, they show they have the positioning, but Virtus.pro, sure, they've got it in droves as well. And let's have a look at that fight once again. So N0tail jumps in, not a lot of armor to work with, and they got the target they wanted. They brought down the OD so early on.
Yeah, Solo did get banished, though, so he got the Golem and Bonds off. This banish is huge from no one. And that fatal bonus damage is insane. Warlock
I believe
so
because N0tail got hit by the Ancients, it actually ended up killing off his teammate as well. I'm not certain of that though.
Yeah,
he did enough damage that he had to kill.
He was dead anyway. Also was OD getting the kill there. Regardless.
It's Warlock. He's been the critical support of this entire series, but Virtus.pro looking fantastic.
I really thought OG were going to pick it over the Treant when they had the first pick. I don't even think VP favor their Treant that much, so OG did have the choice, but they were maybe afraid of the consequences of taking Warlock and then giving Treant +1 away to VP. I don't know if they should have been so worried, but for now you got to play with what you have. So let's see how OG progress. The big item to watch out for is Ana's BKB. Until he has that, he is a piece of paper for no one, basically. Yeah. You can cut right through him with that ultimate. He's at the risk of getting stunned by the concoction.
Yeah, they need that immunity. That immunity protects yourself.
Even after BKB, there are still issues for him. He gets stunned by the Golem Impetus. There's Duel.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's hilarious too.
Troll kills himself in Duel.
I think this actually has to be one of the one of the first games where you've gone 25 minutes without any dual damage onto a Legion commander.
Yep.
Astra doesn't want a single thing. Virtus.pro are ready to force this mid lane. They're not up with the Radiance just yet, but no one would blink, plus the Hurricane Pike. He's ready to fight. Rock is up. You've got a Glimmer Cape on the Warlock. And they're looking for an opening, but OG aren't fighting for the tier 2 tower. No one is here. Treant is trying to force in the top lane. You've got Troll with a double damage rune pushing the bottom lane. He's got N0tail to help out. And they are going to have to come home.
Radiant's middle tower.
No other choice. The tier 2 tower. Fortification Living Armor is actually delaying this a lot. So with the double damage rune, OG should be able to actually get a bit of a trade-off with the towers. Courier sniped in the mid. Jirax. Stealthy Ninja.
Nothing on it though, but he did get it. Now Pasha's in an awkward position. He's got to
TP. There's your duel. Finally the damage will be there, or will it? N0tail actually keeps the Chakram up, but he's stunned up, and this will allow no one to blink forward. They're going to hold N0tail there, but how much damage have they got? N0tail, Timber Chain, he's Ghost after protecting himself with the concoction for Ramses. He will be able to hit. No Timber Chain away. But while they're fighting there, S4 takes the tier 2 tower up on top lane and adds pressure to the tier 3 tower. Again, OG playing this game of cat and mouse.
They feel like they don't have a trouble. Whoa.
I felt the force of someone in the trees.
He didn't hit it, right?
No, he didn't. He completely, well, I don't say he completely missed it. He missed it by an inch.
Bottom tower is
Yeah, that would have been a kill, I think. I didn't notice exactly how low S4 was, but there's a big indiscrepancy.
It was about 20%.
Yeah, then he definitely dies from an OD ulti. So, well, OG, once again, I feel like are making really good decisions with what they have. If they try to take a fight into this Aegis, they're going to lose it. If they just let VP push their towers and lose map control for nothing, they're probably going to lose the game on that. So, yes, they throw a couple of bodies away. I think they lost, what was it? They lost Timber and Dazzle to get 2 towers.
Yes.
That's actually a really good trade-off by them.
And that bottom tower's at 30 HP, so you may as well say it was 3 towers.
Yeah. And all they lost was their tier 2 mid.
Yep.
As far as structural damage is concerned.
Yep. This is good money rolling in. So the BKB is on the Troll Warlord with the S&Y. He's now looking not to actually getting more heavy damage. He goes for the butterfly to evasion. Again, you said Monkey King Bar is not an item that no one wants to build. He's still trying to finish up his BKB. And you can see the item choice as well from N0tail, going for the Ghost Scepter, then into the Bloodstone. He wants to be able to survive the team fights and start racking up these charges if it's possible.
Yeah, this Ghost Scepter purchase is extremely good for multiple reasons. It's good against the OD. Concoction is physical damage, so yes, you take the stun, but you take no damage from it. Good against Legion if you time it well. But VP, big items for them. BKB completed on the Alchemist. We said he had a slow start because of his item build, or his skill build rather, wasn't racking up all that gold. He's had Grievous Greed level 4 for a while. You're seeing it on the net worth chart. He's starting to pull ahead significantly.
We're actually going to
OG,
have 3 of them, in fact. Yeah,
BKB almost done.
so's Pasha. Pasha is now sitting a recipe away from having his BKB. So
It's an issue for OG to deal with. It's going to be such a big problem. Like, only Troll can get something done during this.
So everything else becomes kite. Maybe that's when we have to keep our eyes, if you're an OG fan, on Jirax.
Yep,
With
Treant.
his ability to waste the time at the BKBs by getting the overgrowth off.
Treant has to win this game for OG, the way I see it. It's going to be...
Either that or RNG. And I picked up the Talisman of Evasion. Like,
win on RNG.
as long as I can dodge, like, as long as Ice Frog is with me,
Some
how
nice-
can we lose?
Nice communication for OG. Guys, if we're going to win this game, we're going to need to be lucky.
Yep.
All right, boss. Keep the morale high.
Anna's adding a lot of pressure up to the top lane. Again, we're in this position, though, where Virtus.pro move together as a big squad. 5 men in. They're going to take the tier 2 tower,
Jerax
but
can get them
OG
racks
will
here.
reach the tier 3 tower up on the top.
Jerax can get them racks here if VP make a crucial mistake. They back off.
Here they come. OG's already coming back, and Jirax sees no one TPing. He is not there in time to get the stun.
Space created.
Yep. They pull him back. And S4's just making sure no one else is retreating. He TPs into the shrine and then blinks down. Now, they do have the Gem of Truth sight. Or at least, I think they did. Yeah, they just left it back in base. So they won't scout out that dire observer ward, which is smack bang in the middle of the Radiant jungle. But they're keeping it protected. I think this is also OG understanding they still do not have the strength of this team fight. If you take a gem in there, you're probably giving it to VP. And that's a nightmare for a Treant Protector.
Absolutely.
Here comes your TPs in as well. No-Tail going to arrive. Lil's in the neighborhood. Then they look towards Solo and Pasha. Yul Scepter up. Ramses, he's the man that's left behind. Wants to armlet toggle his way through. Jirax keeping his eyes peeled, sees the golems moving forward. Dust is on the Enchantress. That's to reveal. Concoction flies out from Ramses. Hits on the Dazzle. Living Armor's giving a little bit more life, but 4-star Finn. Okay, Dazzle's got nothing to work with. That OG is just so strong. The rock in the back lines. They catch out another, and this time it is dual victory damage. Plus 14, Pasha is the winner of the duel. And maybe with these pickoffs, they're actually potentially a winner of the mid lane.
I don't think this is Rax, but they could do some structural damage here. They have 20 seconds. The wave is coming in. Alchemist is a beast right now. Didn't use the BKB there. He will have his Chemical Rage ready in 10 seconds. VP have the choice. They will not go for any damage this time around, but just taking the wins one by one, building up more items. The Alch now will finish a full Assault Cuirass in 30 gold. OD starting to work on the Shiva. All of this armor, once again. How is the Troll going to deal with it when they also have armor on top of their magic immunity?
This is the ultimate safety first. They're not using just one layer of protection. They're putting on 3 layers, making sure OG cannot get through. But OG, they understand. They can't wait this out. They can't just let VP dictate the pace of this game. So they 5-man smoke. They look for Roshan. He's still over a minute away from spawning, so they have to find a kill. Aggressive invade. They come into the dire jungle and look towards the mid. But VP, they're pretty damn close together. They are ready to fight this.
They can run Ramses in front because they have double saves. They have the press the attack and the Astral that can both save him if OG jump on him. And of course also the Glimmer Cape on Warlock. So Ramses shouldn't necessarily be too scared, but obviously doesn't want to give OG a completely superior position. So won't run up to the high ground. Instead it will be Lil now scouting out. OG with another unsuccessful smoke. VP are reading their every move. OG have had almost no success with anything apart from split push this game.
OG need the success around Roshan. That's basically it. But again, you've still got that shrine up for the Dire side. The Observer Wall will see it coming. They smoke up quickly, but right underneath. Actually, the Dire Observer Wall didn't see it. So a Hoofstorm forward. They get the double edge off. Will Solo go down, push him up into the hill, in fact, well away from the rest of the Virtus.pro lineup. So VP, 42 seconds without actually having Warlock. He doesn't have buyback, and OD burnt his BKB.
So did Troll.
Oh boy. Okay.
It was a trade-off.
So Roshan begins. Troll wants to kill him off as quick as he possibly can. Alchemist preparing. He is the front line tank. He is the sponge of Virtus Pro that can keep draining himself through Chemical Rage. In he comes. The Chakrams down. The Hoof Stomp's done. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. On top of no one. The charge forward. Notel wants kills. The intelligence, though, is up to 24. And eclipses the power. They'll drop. S4. The Jello Grave will keep him alive. Duras got a little bit of space. Remember, he's the one carrying the gem pass. Will duel him up. Bring him down. Notel as well will fall. OG. They're falling apart. The Aegis Immortal will burn. Troll Warlord back into the fight, but Ramses, the stun is available. No BKB available for the Troll Warlord. Lil pounding him down. You have a small chance of victory. Actually, no, you don't. Anna, you're toast. Burnt toast.
Good fight from both sides. OG getting the Aegis. It costs them a lot here, but they kill the OD and they prevent VP from getting the Aegis. Again, all things considered, it's good enough for them. VP, if they get this Aegis, it could be a lane of Rex. They still end up winning the fight and taking a good advantage out of this. Could have been way, way worse for OG. VP will probably be playing a bit slow. We have the replay here. Big hammer drop from OD. Wasn't quite enough to get multiple kills. Fly is playing fantastic, by the way, in the Dazzle this game, just as a side note.
It's the perfect Graves that actually give OG a fighting chance. And they needed something like that. Virtus Pro is so far ahead. It's not looking on the graphs, but you can still say for Virtus Pro, they dictate the course that is this game. And a lot of it comes from the power that has come from no one's early game. He's kind of starting to drop off a little bit, and while the Troll Warlord does finish up the butterfly, he's slowly building himself up to a point where he can be the fearful damage that OD has to be careful of. Even S4, like he keeps finding that stun. He's focusing no one at the start of every engagement.
The thing here is, so the Sanity's Eclipse multiplier right now is 10 because it's level 3. OD has 121 intelligence before stealing. Troll has 38. So this is a 900 damage nuke before he steals any int. If he steals it from Troll, the discrepancy grows really fast. If he steals it from other heroes, it's still good enough. The main thing for OG is they have to get something meaningful done with Ana's BKB. If they don't get a kill on the OD or put significant pressure in the fight, the hammer afterwards is going to take Ana out of the fight. Even with his evasion and this butterfly, his HP is not enough to deal with the pressure that no one can output on him. And that's completely disregarding that there are other heroes in this game that also deal damage. The MKB is being built up by Enchantress as the second item for Lil. Pike into the MKB will be a big problem for Honest Troll.
And no more evasion, no more fun.
The MKB
and maybe that's when you start seeing OG having to switch the targets in the fights.
Lil. Pike into the MKB.
Now all they want to do is just keep the lanes pushed in, build up any item advantage they can. No more evasion, no more. Zotal is now 300 gold away from seeing Shiva's guard as the targets in the fight. Slow down anything you can. In fact, they're actually going double Shivas. You've got the same thing being built over on S4. Virtus Pro together again. 5 players under the tier 2 tower. They've got dust on them. No smoke, however. So this will be a standard walk forward underneath the obs and sentry. So OG, they are also grouped up as 5. They want to be able to take a fight. But what they really want to do is take a pick first. And the one they've got is the Alchemist. He's a little bit further out. Remember that BKB is there. S4 needs the jump. But now Alchemist, he runs forward. He's hiding in the tree lines. Concoction Sun, does Alchemist see him in time? He does! He'll get the Concoction Sun on S4. No one racking up the intel. Sure, shall grave him up. No one will take more. In fact, the imprisonment will kill him. They're already just waiting to watch him die.
I love the way VP are reading the strength of their lineup with just running Ramses in as a ragdoll. OG can't kill this guy. If they go on him and commit, they have both the press the attack and the astral, and they're just trusting in each other as a team that this play can't go wrong. He charges up the concoction, doesn't even get it off. He actually explodes on himself and the centaur, but doesn't matter. There's no follow-up from OG. They can't get into that position. VP with a great read on the situation, getting that core kill and probably a tier 2 bottom.
Yeah, they're moving for it. That tier 2 tower is already licking its wounds. 196 HP is nothing.
How has that not been healed?
That's a very good question. Maybe Jirax has had other things on his mind. The tier 2 tower is now lost. Shiva's guard completed on the OD. Coming on the courier now. As OG, the outside towers are limited to only the tier 2 tower on top lane. And Virtus Pro can wait. They got all the time in the world. 3 minutes until Roshan can potentially spawn up. Meanwhile, Alchemist gets more and more farm. He's looking at his own MKB. He has the Demon Edge on the Courier, so if he wants to waste his buyback, which with the Alchemist, he'll get it back pretty quickly. He can buy, and he does, the entire Monkey King bar now.
He feels so confident that it can't go wrong.
And he actually sells his Solar Crest for it.
That is interesting.
Here comes OG. They want to fight. So you remove a little bit of the evasion, a little bit of what was keeping the Alchemist alive in order to get that raw damage from him. And OG, they're behind the lines. They want someone to come in close. Either that or they do the whole movement from behind. I know Game 5, like we can remember the play from TI3. I don't know if Virtus Pro can, if OG can achieve the same thing. But they'll have to catch VP out of position. It's the only way.
They won't manage. They do get an Arcane Rune for their trouble, so No Tail will grab that, and they will probably try to maybe fight here.
They're not in vision yet. The Wild Wing is the only thing really giving vision for VP to the eastern side. They don't have any Observer Wards up on the hillside just yet. In fact, no one already burned a Shiva's Guard looking for where OG is. So the Wild Wing revealed. Jirak's going to pump it, so goodbye to Tornado. But the tier 2 tower is already lost.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
OG have to come back to defend. This is it. They have to hold the racks, or the bleed will be fatal.
Ramses could be the siege vehicle. He's still not that tanky health-wise.
They're leaving. Jirax, he found a target. The Weave actually gave a little bit of vision, but he wants to punch into Ramses. Jirax doesn't actually get the bash, however. Concocted preparing the rock with the Fatal Bonds. Will connect out. Yule Scepter, they're keeping OD out of the fight. And the big rune, they're holding him there. But the damage, you'll drop the hammer for the bash again. He's still doing his work. No Tail, this Timbersaw, he's the man doing the damage until Anna. No, it's a lockdown. You actually have the fight going the way of OG. A buyback will come out from Ramses. Warlock solo is on the run. No Tail won't go the correct direction. But OG, they got the fight they were begging for, they were praying for.
They found this minimal moment of opportunity to jump on Ramses. Ramses used his BKB in panic, so they couldn't banish him away with the OD and they couldn't save him. So Ana just got to lay into the Alp on his own with no mobility available for Ramses. OG found the almost impossible fight under those conditions. And they're gonna look to push a lane of racks.
He wants to force buyback. You got no OD for 43 seconds. Anna is beating the tower down. Backdoor regeneration's helping him. Gonna help once Ramsey stuns up too. And they move up. Upheaval tries to slow him down. OG, are they really gonna be the first team to claim an inside building? Keep the chakrams up. Keep Solo down. Fatal Bonds will connect him. The tier 3 tower will fall. OG, how much more do you think you can go for? The melee rack takes a little bit of a chip. Anna, he really wants to finish this. He's going to do it. Ramsey prepares the concoction. It'll fly out, but OG, they've done the damage. They got what they wanted. One fight can change it all for you.
And Ramses with the buyback expended cannot afford a mistake like that again. Should it happen one more time, we might just see OG being, what's that? Is that 4 times major champions then?
It will be 4 times major champions.
Count at this point.
They were Frankfurt, they were Manila, and they were Boston.
Yep.
This could be the 4th.
Very well could be.
There was only 1 major they didn't make it, and that's because they got 6th, 8th in Shanghai.
And we said that Jerax had to come up big on the tree, and that overgrowth was massive. Right after all BKBs were popped, no one didn't get the attacks off that he needed for the Sanity's clips to get lethal. OG. Scotty will be completed on Ana.
Let's have a quick look at the fight again.
So Ramses does get the ulti off, but here's the problem. His team can't get in and save him. Now he's BKB, so no banish available. Gets bashed, 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 and killed. Overgrowth on all 3. And that Sanity's Eclipse is big, but it's not enough.
Yep. The shallow graves again on the perfect targets. The man that did the work at the start, Jirax, able to stay alive. You even gave the bonus 14 damage to the Troll Warlord. He won the duel. Oh, Solo, reposition, try again. So we come back live at 9:22.
Look at that goal streak. Oh my lord.
Woo! Climb every mountain, forge every OG fan together.
There is a minute left on the Roshan respawn. so VP might want to try to wait for that. And I would imagine they could be putting the Aegis onto the Alchemist at this point. That buyback is really crucial. Cody actually doesn't have his either.
No. They're short of buybacks, and they're going to be in more trouble. I'm looking at the item choice from Nortel. He's looking for a Scythe of Vice next. So as these BKBs, it was so early from VP, their domination was so good. The BKB timing is getting lower.
Alchemist Axe. Let's see who he gives it to. Looks like he's following solo. Could also be for the Enchantress.
Enchantress will do more. It'll be Lil.
Still no MKB on him though.
He's been pumping that pipe dream income for a while. He even went to plus 50 damage. Everything he can do. Here comes OG. They're looking for the secondary shrine. They've already got the one around Roshan, and Roshan has spawned up. So remember, those buybacks that came in, the fact they could bring the OD to the front lines and be involved in the engagement again, this isn't an option for Virtus Pro anymore. They lose all outer buildings. They've lost their mid-melee racks, so they're playing up against momentum on that front. And look at OG. They want murder. They feel they've got the advantage. The smoke will break. Lil is revealed. And look at Ana. He's just trying to gun towards whoever he can. Now the duel. It's over on Ana. He didn't get his BKB off the Hawkstone plus the Stampede. The time is there. No one. Again, a very ineffective ultimate from him. You brought down the tree, but at what cost? Centaur will fall. Ana needs to do more damage. No one solo. Ana with a double kill. Hold his ground. Randy is fast. He can't get away. Ana is on the run. Nortel needs a shallow grave. He'll deny himself. The Impetus was chasing him. 100 seconds, however, without the Alchemist. OG have all buybacks available. No Legion Commander either. But that 90 seconds without the Alchemist, even without buybacks, is a window of opportunity for OG to slip into Roshan.
This fight is all about the bashes. OD was bashed 3 times in a row, I think, by Ana.
Hey, you said you were mocking. You gotta pray for the luck, pray for the RNG. It's working for him.
So have a look at this. There's a big amount of damage coming out from this OD ulti. Did a lot here. They get the duel off on the troll. So even in the beginning of the fight, they can't do it. This Yules from No-Tail buying crucial time against no one. They don't even get Overgrowth out. But here come the bashes. Bash stunned. I think it was 2 bashes. But it was 1 too many.
And now another one onto Ramsey, so we just can't keep fighting. And that damage, Enchantress, you actually had Lil just chilling on the high ground, throwing out all the damage he possibly could. But even with the Cannon Enchantress, it's still not enough. Now you have an Aghanim Scepter on the Timbersaw. You've got No-Tail. He bypassed the side. He's going for the full AoE control with double the chakra.
And the BKBs are starting to drop lower now. Honestly, not really sure who this favors. It's a big blow to both team strength, but OG will get the Roshan.
That they do. Aegis is down. Jesus in S4. OG is in a great position, but the crowd, they're trying to get behind Virtus Pro. We have to look to see Virtus Pro find the openings, have no one be a contender. And let Solo do more work. The golems are hitting perfectly, but OG is surviving through it. They need to do something about Fly as well. These shallow graves, the weave advantage, the armor is there. For all the magical they got, they can't pump in any physical.
I feel like VP lost quite a bit of a spike when they got rid of their Alchemist Solar Crest. He did drop it to get the MKB, obviously, but they didn't have another crest in their team. And in this kind of game where you're dealing with, for example, this troll who doesn't have an MKB, Solar Crest is a really valuable item that he got rid of for his own damage. So kind of an all-in change of items, if you will, focusing a lot on the damage and less on the survivability. And it might have just come back to bite him because he died twice after making that replacement.
You thought you had the advantage, VP. OG and now the ones in the position the VP was 20 minutes ago, looking to enter the base. They're looking at the mid lane at the moment. It's not too difficult for them to rotate towards the top. They just have to push mid in and then they can slip through the top. The top's already there with the catapult.
No buyback OD. There is a buyback on Alchemist.
OD's one that one on cooldown. Alchemist is holding his money for now. No reason to give an extra Aghanim Scepter up. In comes Ana, Hurricane Pike, no one. Just trying to increase the steal. He actually went for the plus 60 seconds Arcane Orb Intelligence steal. Get a little bit of chip and hold that intelligence. Hope you can draw out these fights. Oh, Ana.
Actually a big commitment. This ability is going to be important in the fight.
The Shiva's guard. Notal's just trying to create space. They're playing this almost like it's a Terrorblade game.
Yeah, they have to back off. They just wait for battle trance again.
It's a low cooldown. It's only 30 seconds.
It is. VP
and you look at Ana, he switches the other direction now. He runs north.
VP couldn't really pounce on that opportunity. They weren't feeling confident. Now let's just sit. Ana was looking at top and didn't get in.
I love how both Ana as well as Ramsey's value that S and Y so highly. Like, Ana is even dropping down the Vlad's aura. He's happy to hold on to the S and Y, but he's got something bigger in the works. It's a Monkey King buff for the Troll Warlord. And now a Blink Dagger for Jirax. Go big or go home.
Big item. Doesn't have it yet. It's on the courier. On the way out. OG zone controlling, basically holding all 3 lanes well pushed in and just waiting for any opportunity. Their Aegis time is slowly ticking down. We've used 3 out of 5 minutes. So I would imagine they're waiting for this Treant to get his blink.
Ana.
They will look for their move.
He's playing with Ramses. Gotta be careful when no one's hovering behind. He knows he can't get the kill because there will be imprisonment and there will be the Glimmer Cape. But this is great for VP. They're buying time to get the buyback off cooldown for OG. They're going to have him twice in the next engagement. Because OG, they haven't found a way in yet. Okay, E-Blade pickup from No-Tail.
2 minutes for OD's buyback.
That's almost exactly the same time as the Aegis.
Yep.
They have to slow this. Here comes the top lane. S4 is holding it. He's actually got enough money for his full Aghanim Scepter. Ana, Lil, it's a beautiful rainbow. But not enough damage to kill off the Troll Warlord, just to nibble him.
Nibble him half his health.
Okay, maybe it's more of a munch.
This is something to look out for Ana.
They smoke.
Yep. There's no tower bottom. Ramses building in toward a Satanic.
They keep jumping from top to bottom, making Virtus Pro wonder where OG is moving. Courier, yeah, you're not making that run. It's got a Morbid Mask and a Mithril Hammer on it. Ramses is trying to finish up his Satanic. He's got the money to finish it. And still, actually, he'll be short by 700 for buyback.
OD, buyback in 1 minute. Aegis,
Jirax's position.
40 seconds.
He waited in the tree line. Now they jump forward. That damage from No-Tail. Defensive imprisonment from no one. It's committed, and Ana feels it's the opportunity. The rock will drop. A double stun. Now the BKB. Ana moves in deep. He'll be dueled up. They'll hold him there, but of course the E-Blade pop, they can't finish the job. The OD ulti will pop, but it only triggers the Aegis, the Immortal. Legion Commander in the meantime has lost his life. The Yule Scepter keeping Enchantress out of the fight. Ana is the main man sticking to objective-based gaming, trying to bring down this Rax. If he can find a hero as well, he'll take that. But Lil, he's finding the damage. S4 triggers off the cheese, has the Cello Grave as well. But Virtus Pro, they are repelling the invading OG until in comes No-Tail. The Chakrams will miss once again, but no one. Another defensive imprisonment forced out. The Battle Bonds will connect him up, making No-Tail think twice. Back into the bottom lane, Concoction. Alchemist will stun himself. Okay, no one. Again, has to be the saving grace, but while he's down, Ana takes out the bottom melee racks. OG achieved what they wanted once more, and it cost them next to nothing.
Want to mention, by the way, the way this was not an E-Blade from No-Tail. Legion Commander wants to not get hit by the Troll because she knows she's going to get killed in a duel. So the play she's going for is Ghost Sceptering into the duel on the Troll. It's basically just a stun that he's putting out to buy time for the VP side to get the damage in, but they just don't have enough. The Aegis was, of course, very important there for OG. Next time around, that's going to be harder, but they're also going to have more tools at their disposal. Boots of Travel coming in for Ana. He wants that before his MKB. Just need to play the lane push game now and secure themselves the next Roche. And VP will want to contest. They did not use any buybacks in that fight. So they'll have the whole array fighting potential in about a minute.
They have a small opportunity. Jirax may not know he was scouted out, but Lil saw the blink animation that came from Jirax. So they know he's trying to bounce himself into that tree line just north of the tier 3 tower on top lane for Dire side. If he can get close enough, Hallow Satanic, Hallow Moonshot, straight buyout from Ramses.
No buyback.
He's short by 750 gold. He's committing the items to try and carry his team to victory, if it's possible. Not even holding on to boots. He doesn't consume the Moonshot. He's going to hold on to it.
That's an Aghanim Scepter on the Centaur. S4 can buy the full axe and Boots of Travel. We'll see if he buys both, or if he holds on to the TP scroll. He will hold on to the TP. No, he sold it.
He's looking at Refresher Orb.
He sold his TP and didn't use... Oh, okay. He sold it and just starts running out. Maybe feels like he doesn't need a TP.
It's this fight. If OG can take it, they win. So it's either death or glory. And right now, VP is still short of buyback. Legion Commander the furthest away, just over 1,000 gold short of it. But no one has it on cooldown at least. So if they can get the cash like the Alchemist is getting, he's 280, now 220, now 0 away from buyback.
Satanic, he has a chance of man fighting.
Timbersaw chaining in, he goes for the E-Blade pop with a double Chakrams. Alchemist, he wants to get out of this one. They have to push him away. A quick press the attack, bringing Ramsey's life back up again. Now he will turn on the Chemical Rage. S4's pushed in the mid. Chemical Rage going to help protect him when he concocts himself as well.
Control looking for the damage up again.
Roshan's up in 10 seconds time. If VP can take this, they need to take this fight and then potentially Roshan after. That's the situation they're in. They're backed into a corner. A team that had a 10,000 advantage. They were up in this series. And now OG. They got the hands around the neck of Virtus Pro. Question is, can they squeeze?
Tight moment. The Radiant Drax Hall, or rather the Range Drax Hall in the mid lane for VP. So now only one lane remaining.
If OG go and have a look, they can take Roshan right now.
Yep.
But no one's having a peek.
VP have to try and contest this. Do they have a smoke? They do have a smoke on Warlock, but they seem to be a bit scared that if they leave the base, OG just try to jump in top and take the barracks. So Enchantress has to defend this for now.
They're coming out now. How quickly can Anna
have travels?
Ramses is there, Pasha as well. Anna beating down Roshan. As far as vision goes, there's actually nothing that helps OG. There's one ward watching the lane, but around the pit, not a lot to work with. And here comes Virtus Pro into the pit. They start the duel. The rocket is decent, but Notel plus T-Rex, the perfect rooting. The duel. Pasha is gone. Enchantress is gone. They're pushing onto S4. Alchemist needs to do more work, but he can't finish the job. Defensive imprisonment. No one's even part of this fight. Ramses will die. No one will blink up, but 3 heroes down. Only one has buyback. And that's the Alchemist. Roshan belongs to OG, but T-Rex, he's not done yet. He continues the chase, looking towards Solo. The orb damage is also giving the intel steal while pushing up the top lane. They need to create more space. Blink's already been used. Force, TP, the Yule Scepter. No one is stuck. He's trapped. Defensive imprisonment. Blink Dagger off cooldown. Right now they know where he's going to go, and Notel chains him through, cancelling the Blink Dagger, forcing the buyback already. Virtus Pro on a knife's edge. And look at the murderous intent. A level 5 Dagon will arrive, combining with the E-Blade of Notel. He's already been killing the Alchemist to about 1/3 of his life with the E-Blade and the Chakrams. Combine a Dagon on the back of that. I don't know if he survives.
I think Notel can take him from 100 to 0 if he perfectly times it. Ramsey's health, maybe not. 2,700 is a lot after that Satanic pickup instead of the... Yeah, what was it even here in place? I lost track of that. But this is a tense moment. Now, OG are so close. The end boss of the majors for VP might just be too strong once again.
And OG really are the bosses of the majors. Well, luck hasn't been with them at TI or in Shanghai. They are undisputably, like 2 majors a year each season. You're okay with that. There's only 2 this time around.
I don't think OG are okay with that. I think
no, OG won TI. They've said many times they won TI. Well, but this is the momentum they want. Winning a tournament on this level, even reaching the grand final, is already going to secure you that spot into TI.
G's on Alchemist, Aegis on Troll. All of the advantages are stacked against VP. No buyback Alch, no buyback OD.
He's actually sacrificing his next item as well. He's buying an Aghanim Scepter. I'm wondering now if And it's kind of crazy to say if no one is actually the path to go. Like if he actually buys time with that Aghanims upgrade Eclipse.
I would not advise it.
What else would you do? You put it on the Legion Commander?
Warlock. Legion is actually fairly interesting as well, to be honest.
There's the Aghanim Scepter. And who does he want to give it to? He gives it to, he gave it to Warlock. Solo has the buffed up Chaotic Offering.
The double gobble.
The double gobble.
Now they are holding OG. How many more advantages can they actually stack up before pushing? I'm not sure. They're waiting for a double rune. No-Tail is literally camping this haste. They have the time. Lincoln's on Treant.
Okay. There's more protection for No-Tail to be aggressive. Note to the fact that No-Tail is running the cheese.
They're going to Lincoln Ana and try to bait the duel just as they Lincoln. There we go. Haste is about to be picked up by No-Tail. We'll
Did he just grab it and leg it?
Depends what the second rune is. He's
2 seconds, 1 second, and it is regeneration, not what he wants. But BT's in.
Here comes Ana.
Yep, he's the man on the front lines. Where is that duel? Pasha's looking for it. In they jump. The duel is out. The orb damage is on Ana. They're going to bring him down pretty low, but the Shallow Grave is keeping him alive. There's all the intel stolen up. They're still fighting, but you've lost the Legion Commander. Aegis Immortal will trigger. So Troll Warlord back to the world, living in a second. A quick little push away. No one needs to keep the damage going. He doesn't have the Eclipse. Too many are falling right now, but Virtus Pro, no one back into the fight for the hold stop from S4. He's caught them. 3 down. This could be the enchilada right now. Ana focusing on the racks. He will fall. Lil is doing the work. OG are pushed back. They hold the range racks.
No-Tail is going to buy back. He has 14 seconds cooldown on travels. They're going to buy back as well.
They know it's now.
They have the buyback advantage.
They know it's now.
I can't believe VP held that, but the buybacks are on cooldown. This will be Megas, and more likely the end of
the second rock. He bought Refresher Orb. Screw the Aghanim Scepter. He just needed a second rock. If he can live, he may not be able to. The chakrams are killing him off. No-Tail will watch maniacally as Solo has to run back to his fountain. And here they come. Stampede, jump forward, catch out Lil. The rocks will drop, but they just don't have the damage to repel OG. Virtus Pro call it. GG. OG will be claimed for time. Dota 2 major winners here in Kiev. They upset the local team in OG. You would think with that celebration, it was the first time they won a major. But number 4 under their belts. They had issues at DAC. They have overcome them to push through this single elimination dangerous bracket and beat out a team that has looked superb throughout this entire tournament, Virtus Pro.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
This game.
Oh, the love.
OG's turn to ban.
Of it, and I think they're also experienced enough. There's a
So
dazzle.
they do go for the dazzle.
They're experienced enough to have figured out a way around it.
The backline, tons of sustain.
Okay, we'll find out how this does go down. OG, will they edge? Ever closer to being the only team to have 3 major titles.
They do above as well, and they have played Death Prophet quite a bit.
They did used to play Death Prophet, especially with the Bounty Hunter too.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it, I don't think, at all here.
No.
Not once.
But it is a hero that they do specifically run it, but it's not the greatest versus Bat Rider because you can get isolated.
It's an OD. Okay, we're going back to
I think just the safest pick for them is, yeah, the OD. They have now more setup, and it's a lane-dominating hero. It's pretty good versus the DK.
Ooh.
Good OG lineup there.
And Astral.
It does seem. Is there general consensus that OD have won this draft? It seems like, I mean, even Pyrian. Oh, sorry, I forgot you've been an OG fan this whole time.
OG fanboy.
the whole time.
Yeah.
I like
A lot of pressure on MNT Bounty Hunter.
Yes, it's pretty much what we always say. A lot of pressure on Skylark, a lot of pressure, mostly on MNT though. But yeah, OG has a very strong death ball lineup, and they have a dazzle in the backline, tons of sustain.
Okay, we'll find out how this does go down. OG, will they edge ever closer to being the only team to have 3 major titles under their belt? Or will it be Ad Finem? Will they continue to bounce back and show the resilience that they've demonstrated across the course of the major? To answer these questions, it is your casters. It's once again OD and Malini.
Thank you very much, Alex. Indeed, we're here getting ready for game 2 between Ad Finem and OG. The drafts are complete. Ben, what are you expecting here? A little bit different here from both sides, as we spoke about. We expected Ad Finem to try something else. What they tried in game 1, it didn't work. Here they're bringing out the PA. They're finishing it off with the mid OD. Do you think this was the plan all along, or are they moving that PA away from the mid lane once they saw that Dragon Knight pick come out?
I think they definitely wanted the PA in the safe lane to begin with. One thing that does stand out to me is that it will be a support Bat Rider. Jerax is indeed playing the Bat Rider, but first on the lineup of Ad Finem.
No matter a hit on that Phantom Assassin. Very, very flashy hero. If they do start to get ahead, they can pull off some big plays. Third last game we saw him on the poke, this time on the OD and MNT. A lot of excitement in the crowd for that one. It is his signature hero. I mean, the question is, are we going to actually see MNT snipe more couriers? Surely, at this point, teams are going to be able to play around that, or is MNT just always going to find a way, Ben?
30 seconds.
He has been very good at avoiding the enemy team Sentry Wars, and right now he spots OG's trap. They are walking as 5. Right up their own hill, T1 tower, up behind the Sentry Ward.
Same position that OG did group up in game 1. And the Sentry there as well, just in case MNT headed across. But DU just going to be certainly the wiser to it.
He needs to be able to interrupt this Bat Rider and potentially put a lot of pressure on the courier. Let's see where he places his observer ward. Will it be in the mid lane to look at the courier, or will it be into the Radiant jungle to see where the Bat Rider is?
Overall, though, would you agree with kind of the panel sentiment that the OG just do have this incredibly strong kind of standard OG draft?
Yeah, I would say it's more balanced, for sure. Just a little bit of everything. Good team fights, good push, good late game. At Finem, they're very heavy in on the gank and relying on their track gold, relying on the PA, who might just get blown up to blink onto that Drow Ranger. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, Ad Finem has their strengths. I wouldn't say it's a weaker lineup, it's just less well-rounded.
And as we can see at the moment, OG sending both Jerax and S4 down to the bottom lane with the support Bat Rider. Obviously, we saw Chinese sides doing it earlier, Newbie and LGDFY. They normally kind of send it towards the mid lane. Do you feel that it's just that this time round, it's better for Jerax to be down bottom and putting the pressure onto the PA rather than the OD?
It's just a personal choice. I think that Slardar is a little bit weaker in the lane, so he probably needs more help. I think he definitely could have done work in the mid lane. Like, OD is a very strong laner, and TK not particularly strong versus the OD, but strong enough. It just depends on who they prioritize, and getting us for at least level 2, maybe boots, will go a long way.
Oh, this is really nice as well here from Spartan, making the side pull off to the left camp. So this kind of warding and attempt from OG to block it as such on the right side isn't going to do much at all. And
MNT looks like he's about to walk into Sentry Ward vision on the top lane. He's in a tiny bit of danger.
Has to be very, very careful in this lane.
He's not sure where their sentries are.
Mid lane though, with this 1v1 matchup that's been left straight up, no support backup as of yet. Thug has been allowed to get the lead, 6 for 3 against Anna's 4 for 1. I imagine is this kind of expected for Thug just to have the overall better time in lane here in this straight 1v1 hero matchup?
Yeah, definitely. And Ana can't ferry himself out of Quelling Blade because he's a little bit worried about the Chicken snipe. And Chicken is coming straight down mid lane. I wonder if he's like actually going to move it around a little bit. Like if he moves it to the left, it actually could get sniped maybe next time.
MNT not in the neighborhood to look for Alfred at the moment, but indeed OG themselves wouldn't know that. Being close there indeed. Back up towards the top. MNT will head up. Continue to scout out. Vision here, no tail. Finding good CS at the moment. The pressure from each side's offlaner hasn't been really enough to slow down the safe lane. I mean, even on that bottom lane, we're seeing Madara at 13 for 0. So despite the fact that he's had S4 and Jax in his face, the PA is still finding the farm.
Yeah, maybe next time you will lose that central ward battle. Skylark, he's trapped in the creeps.
It's good spike Carapace actually catching both of them out. MNT and Scarlet trying to turn towards No-Tail, but No-Tail and Fly should have the kill on Scarlet, but no, Scarlet Mangoes turns around with the stun, and Skylark, he's going to be able to walk it out here for the time being with the salve and the poor man's shield. He'll keep himself alive. MNT will be taken down though as OG claim first blood, but Skylark will stop himself from dying.
And Bounty Hunter just cannot wreak that much havoc in lanes because OG's lanes are just much stronger. Dazzle and Drow versus this Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin can't really do anything in the lane. He can try and not get harassed.
Been quite in a close here, not quite in tower range, but they do have another dagger here with a slow S4. Trying to get himself away, and with the sprint, he should be fine.
He has 10 stick charges, and without a noob, it's very hard to chase that hero down.
Middle lane though, this matchup continuing to go and get harder and harder for Ana. 19 for 9 on Thug in comparison to the 10 for 3 bottom lane again. Spartan and Madara making a bit of a play onto S4. Indeed though, with those stick charges, feeling very confident, will pop them, and now S4's maybe even trying to turn this one around, heading towards Spartan. Madara again there with a dagger to slow him down, hold S4 back, but still S4 coming forward again with the crush, not able to quite catch out the Rubik. S4 will be fine, but playing this off lane very nicely, keeping the aggression high, and not feeling too scared to go toe-to-toe with Ad Finem safe lane.
And they're not scared to go on that Rubik because he doesn't have a stick in the top lane. No-Tail getting harassed out by these two melee heroes, but they can only do so much.
Yeah, especially with Fly in the neighborhood, they don't want to commit too much onto No-Tail. I mean, but the imminent save will be there from the Dazzle required. But overall lane-wise, do you feel there's a certain side that is having the better time? Is it Ad Finem here just because of the way the mid lane and the safe lane and such is going?
I think it's OG, just because the Bounty Hunter really doesn't have a place. He's trying to find a home, either by building it from the corpses of dead chickens or getting some kills in the side lanes, but he's just finding nothing. He just narrowly misses out on that in the mid lane.
Bottom lane, S4 again. I mean, this stick, of course, being an absolutely huge purchase down here. Allowing him to kind of play himself out of death each and every time.
He doesn't have Tranquils though, so he won't be topped off. It looks like Bounty Hunter could potentially sweep into that lane and get a kill. I believe the Observer Ward dropped in the mid lane did not see Jerax, so Jerax managed to successfully bypass the Bounty Hunter and will be able to stack up and farm unbeknownst to Ad Finem.
Already level 3 as well, and of course the Drow is going to help him start to clean out those camps even quicker once he starts to stack them up. Mid lane, looking for the setup, MNT to come around from behind, and they will try and give Ana the right clicks down. He'll hold back the OD here with the Dragon Tail. It's a good job as well, because Thug did have that double damage ready to go.
I really like that one stun build from Ana. You will see a lot of 302, but in this lane, all they need to do is not feed the Bounty Hunter. Just limit his level 6 time as much as possible. Don't give Ad Finem any kills.
This is nice though. Ad Finem forced TP reaction to the mid lane, and so they've sent their safe lane up towards the top lane, realizing that No-Tail is alone. Skylark with the setup, and Madara and Spartan are there with the jump in. No-Tail falling low, tried to play it off with a gust, but they will get the kill. And all in all, just really smart read of the map there from Ad Finem.
Yeah, and it's usually a pretty big commitment, TPing your safe lane over to that off lane, as well as the support. You're leaving the Slaughter down there to get free farm.
S4 is going to find indeed that great timing with that level 6, and certainly then plays can start to happen in favor of OG. But Ad Finem with this movement up towards the top will look to pressure the tier 1, and OG not looking to send anyone up there to stop this, so they'll be happy with getting the space down on the bottom lane. And mid lane though, MNT again kind of coming around behind the tower, maybe seeing if he can get some action onto this courier, but he's still just level 2, so it could potentially be a hard one to pick off. And he's going to try for it one touch. Can he get the second one in? He can't. The boost is there.
Oh, yeah, nice. They saved the speed burst too. It's very difficult for him to get the kill if they're actually microing, but he will be able to leash a little bit of XP from Jerax, and in the top lane, they had to try and bring that tower down as soon as possible. Bottom lane.
Doug, with that invis rune to set up it, but there is backup from OG. S4 and Fly are in the neighborhood. Notel trying to hold back the backup, but the gust comes through too early. There'll be a telekinesis onto S4, dragging him back. Manda is trying to focus down. Notel gets a good crit. Needs one more touch, but there's Fly with the grave, keeping Notel alive. Thug's trying to move forward, and he's got the Astra. The Astra is the finish of the kill, but Thug's now in a bit of potential danger as S4 gets the crush off onto the two of them. Skylark is there, and with Manda jumping across onto S4, they look to try and find a second. They do end up losing Thug. It's a 1-4 at the moment. Ad Finem surrounding S4, but the stone's there. Fly's there with the heal. Skylark's taken down. James getting himself a double kill. Manda 6 stacks on him at the moment. He's in trouble as well. Fly giving James the vision. They'll be able to find him as well. OG crushing this attempt from Ad Finem on the bottom lane, and they're not done yet. 5 amplified up. 3 stacks of napalm. He's out as well. S4 still alive, and Ad Finem lose the whole team. Amazing team play there from OG. I can't quite believe what we just saw. It was absolutely remarkable. And S4 survives, Ben.
The Dazzle pick was just so good against this sort of aggressive play. How many heals did he get off on that fight? Not only saving his teammates, but destroying
and a regen rune as well. I mean, the pings come out. You lucky little bugger.
That's exactly what they're saying right now.
We get a replay, Ben. I mean, just look at this. Talk me through it, Ben.
Yeah, so many stacks up. There's not even a Blightstone on Fly, but he's just right-clicking people down non-stop. No Drought Aura to help him out, but a heal bomb right there. Just constant right-clicks, and S4, of course, juking through the trees.
Ad Finem quick to find some vengeance, though. Notel on his own up top. Going to try and play his way around this one. Backup is on the way, but not quite soon enough. Notel.
That's the hero they need to pick on the most. Drought Ranger like slows everyone down on the dire side, and will stall their pushes for as long as possible. Thug struggling a little bit after that death in the bottom lane. That was a nice Astral though. He got the Astral after a Grave, and Dazzle maybe not very common pick nowadays. I think that's one of the reasons. You just get Astral during the Grave and you'll just die immediately after. Jerax,
oh, he's got the dust. MNT, I don't think he was quite prepared for this one, and he's going to be lassoed up. Jerax putting him on the cliff, and it's just going to simply laugh in the face of MNT as he takes him down on an easy solo kill, and I think that was just a situation of not checking the back for the Dustman.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting a little bit careless over there. He's desperate to make something happen though. As a bounty hunter, you don't want to just like sit back and stack and defend heroes. That's not your job as a bounty hunter. It's always to interrupt the enemy's plans, disrupt them, get vision. And right now he's maybe getting a little bit of vision, but once they take these towers down, they can maybe hope to make some moves. There's so many observer wards on
the back line though. OG could get a potential massive wraparound from the smoke. S4 leading the way, but there is backup from Ad Finem. Skylark in the Vendetta will be dusted up. They'll look to focus down onto MNT. They've got the vision, laid down the Amplify. That'll be the first casualty. Can they give themselves anything more though? That's the question, OG. Ad Finem already trying to play their way out of it though. Skylark is surrounded by S4. Anna and Fly, they beat down a second. OG making sure that Ad Finem get nothing out of this push in the mid lane. There'll be an Astral, but Ad Finem surely will think twice before moving forward, and indeed, they aren't going to make an advance.
Killing two birds with one stone with the amplified damage, it just renders Bounty Hunter and Nyx Assassin way more useless than they would be normally. And OG, also, like, the supports don't have to spend as much money on detection because the Batrider can easily, like, kill heroes once he pops the dust. It's not going to be in vain most of the time. And of course, the starter with the Amplify just makes their lives so much easier. And of course, they can turn their eyes towards Roshan as it's about that time as OG start to pull ahead in this early game.
And they really do, and certainly a lot quicker than they did kind of in game one. There's this period in game one where Ad Finem just finding favorable early game skirmishes and rotations, but this time round, OG being ahead in each and every one, 9 for 3. The farm is still good though for Ad Finem's cause, as we can see respectively. So amongst it all, they're still finding the space to keep on par.
Trying to happen, but he's a bit too far.
And to blink on S4 now as well, so these engagements are going to be even more favorable for OG. A quick scan there from Notel just to check if MNC was hanging around himself, but MNC just out to the side. So it's time to back up. He's looking for the courier, but look at this. It's a bit of a courier bait, and MT isn't going to fall for it. He went for a touch there. The entire team of OG would have been ready to jump on him.
He knows where all of them are.
Yeah, they're going to go for a smoke, so MT...
He knows that they're trying to rush.
Yeah,
they're picking it out.
he knows that they're going for this, so... Ad Finem, can they do anything to stop this? I mean, OG straight into the pit. You've got Fly and Jarex on the outskirts, just scouting out any potential jump in or attempt to challenge it. But Ad Finem are just going to look to split up the map and push down mid. And looks like they do not want to attempt to contest this at all. So OG getting away with this free Roshan and Aegis. And if they want to go for a fight and at a big reveal with that Blink Dagger now in S4, it's going to be very, very hard for Ad Finem to stop.
And Ad Finem will have to wait to fight another day. And when I was watching them throughout the qualifiers, one of the things that I admired the most about this team is that they were able to avoid fights for a surprisingly long amount of time. And that's going to be the case for them in this game. They need to be able to avoid fights for as long as they can without the Slaughter picking them up, without the Bat Rider picking them up, and without losing too many towers that are gyrating. The only problem is their anti-push is very, very weak. Like Rubik, if you go up to Fade Bolt away, you're just going to die. And aside from that, no real AoE.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
On top lane, the push will come in from Ad Finem. Find the tier 1 middle, they're now looking to the tier 2 top. And OG in response, again, kind of looking for a similar transition and traders as we saw in game 1, just trading off the tier 2s. Will fortify top. We'll see if either side is going to be able to back up in time to hold the defense.
Radiant's bottom
Could just be a straight trade here between the sides. As we can see both towers pretty much going down in unison here.
Radiant's bottom
Now Ad Finem will start to back. Teeping down towards the bottom, OG with this Aegis and the newly found armor on Ana, potentially ready to go for some sort of a high ground push. And with the potential jumping out, S4 has the blink, Jarex does as well, along with the drums on the Bat Rider. A lot of initiation potential again. M&T, he's looking for these couriers, he's just not finding them this time around in this game.
Is that observer ward like inside the tower?
The mayor, that is. That's a little bit of an interesting placement there from Ad. Maybe in preparation if the tower did go down, trying to get it out before they pushed in, but at the end of the day, OG didn't go for this push. As they back up, feeling confident with the position that they are in this game, but still on the net worth. Matter and Thug are in good positions. They're finding the items. It's just all going to be about finding the team fight.
Yeah, they need tracks. Maybe next time, still trying to work on his level 6. They already have used the tome on their side. But he is 0, 4, and 1, and they need some more in that kill category.
tower is under attack.
The question is when are they going to find it? Because again, OG pushing down mid. Another tier 2 is going to be going their way, and Ad Finem still in a position where they seem unable to do anything in response to these sort of pushes. They just continue to make sure that they can keep on par with the farm game. Matter and Skylark down towards the bottom. Thug aggressively farming in OG's jungle.
They're getting their items. The PA has Dezo, so this way you can maybe just blow them up before the weave starts stacking up and before the Dazzle has time to react. That burst
Have it round the corner. We'll start to notice Ana coming away from the team, but now spotting out S4 and Jarex as well in the neighborhood. And in fact, it's OG that maybe feel they can go aggressive, but they're going to find out the Nyx assassin. They've got the vision. Skylark in a little spot of bother, and already the rest of Ad Finem, they've left him high and dry. They're straight out of there, so Skylark will be left for dead here as OG clean up the kill.
I think he was trying to keep on to the Stardar's tail, but I don't think he realized that his vendetta had just ended. And Stardar just crushed him, easy kill, and they'll transition that into a smoke, trying to use the tail end of their Aegis. 1 minute on that. They would love to get some damage on that T3 tower and break a Rax.
With the smoke, they've managed to scout this out as well with the scan. OG know that there's heroes in the neighborhood. MNT going to be clipped by the dust. They've got the vision, they've got the chase down, and it will be another kill into the bank of OG.
Not a very important kill. He's still very low level, so he'll respawn by the time they try and push this tower, and it looks like they will take an easier prize. The T1 on top.
A lot of push, a lot of pickoff coming out at the moment from OG. And we'll see how it changes when it comes to the high ground push. See how good Ad Finem's defenses can be against this sort of lineup, this sort of aggression that OG are exerting.
Radiant's top
But OG certainly the dominant force once again here in game 2.
Radiant's top
And the question again, Ben, how do Ad Finem start to slow down this pressure and momentum? How can they find their footing in this match?
Get some crits. Level 2 coup de grace on the Phantom Assassin.
They're eyeing up this Spartan, ready to lead in. Telekinesis, trying to bring him back, but he's forced away very nicely. No tail. Hurricane piking Ana out of range of the Nyx Assassin stun. But no one to be caught on OG. And at the least, Ad Finem do stop the push onto the tier 2, but again, unable to clip any of the heroes of OG and find that kill that they're desperately hunting for to bring themselves back into the flow of this. And S4, in fact, he's hunting himself. Jumps forward, gets Spartan whilst he's trying to go for the D-ward. And again, it's kill after kill for OG. And we're coming to the same sort of very dry period for Ad Finem in terms of finding the blood of OG, similar to that of game 1.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah, they're just not conceding any kills right now, and they're taking down so many of the T1 towers that Ad Finem's attempts to try and outfarm them are just not happening at the moment.
MNC thinking about trying for a bit of a deny there, but isn't going to get it out in time. Hurricane Pike's now done for Thug. So as we've been saying, Thug and Madara is trying to do their best to keep up in farm. Only just slightly behind that of Ana and No Tail. But with the towers going their way, they are suddenly there. And there we have it, Jarex with the Blink. So I did mention it earlier, but it was the drums he ended up going for instead of Blink. But now he's got both, Jarex.
And Ad Finem need to get to that point where they...
Can he get out of this? I mean, he's going to be knocked back by the flame break into the lasso. Thug has got some backup here, and in fact, Thug may be fine. Skylark and MT turning up. Track onto S4, forcing him away. Jarex is trying to finish off the kill on Thug, and he'll find it. Blinks forward, takes down the OD, and that may not be all that they get. Madara will jump in onto the backlines, finds Fly, but now he's surrounded by No Tail, Ana, and S4 and Jarex. They've lost 3 on Ad Finem. Spartan trying to TP his way back to base is only just going to make it. But once again, it's OG just decimating Ad Finem in these skirmishes.
He even got a double cripple on his Dazzle. That's the only reason that he died. He wasn't able to get his grave off in time because of that. But no matter, they don't need a Dazzle with 3 heroes already down on Ad Finem, all 3 of their big cores. And Spartan.
Oh, and S4, I mean, this man, no holding back from the Slardar. Immediately, as soon as any option is seen, he jumps forward. No Tail trying for the TP out, and he's going to make it. Skylark can't quite get the stun in time. Tries to stun from the low ground. But my goodness, OG just getting in and out whenever they want. And very little that Ad Finem are showing that they can do to stop OG's just playing this game just as the side wants.
No track gold for you as OG show a lot of reservations, just bouncing immediately after Ad Finem had those super low respawn timers. Roshan number 2 going to respawn fairly shortly. Ad Finem, I don't think they can contest it. Ana is very, very big. The OD's relatively big, but he is countered pretty hard by the Batrider and Star, who can easily jump him, and OD just going to be turning around in circles, trying to hit people with the Arcane Orb.
Yeah, it's been fantastic just to see this combination of S4, Slardar, and Jarex Batrider. Just insanely good at finding pickoffs, outplaying the opponents, and making it very hard for Ad Finem to do anything in return to these fights, being incredibly disruptive with a combination of crushes, flame breaks, fireflies. Almost been impossible for Ad Finem to head straight into a fight against OG without Ad Finem getting the favorable jump, and OG just are not letting that happen. Ad Finem consistently forced back into their base. Now they'll go for the sort of place that they need to. They need to make big things happen. With smokes like this, they have to find a pick-off there.
Yeah, they have to kill, I would say, Dazzle first and then the Drow Ranger. Those are your main 2 targets if you can isolate them out. DK is just far too tanky at this point, and he has a haste rune bottle. They might run into him first, though, if they run up towards the secret shop.
Let's see, there's going to be a scan from OG. It's going to miss the smoke movement from Ad Finem. They're heading up to the north, but because it didn't hit anyone down south, Jarex actually spamming it around the Ancients, indicating that perhaps Ad Finem are coming for this route. So I think OG, they kind of realize what's going on here. They know that Ad Finem are going for this sort of a play, and they do reckon that they're in this area of the map. Ad Finem kind of waiting to see if any one of OG steps back, but I think because of this read, OG aren't going to slip up like that and head that direction, unless they intentionally look to fight themselves.
Yeah, now the smoke has popped and Ad Finem have to play the waiting game, but they don't want to walk into that south area. They have wards on that high ground.
And this is the thing, the vision for Ad Finem around this area is very, very poor indeed. Jarex is going to TP back up to top to clear out this big wave that's coming through. OG looking to head back. Anna's got to be left alone though, but he's got the silver edge. And with that, he feels confident enough to head out, actually nab himself the regen rune, and into the pit. He has got a TP. He's going to come back across. Silver edge falling low. They don't have any detection down at this moment, Ad Finem. So Anna able to just run underneath the noses of Ad Finem, get himself away, and again, as we said, Ad Finem desperately trying to find some positive play with that smoke, but it just wasn't happening, Ben.
Yeah, they saw the ultimate aura out on the Dragon Knight earlier, but perhaps not expecting the Shadow Blade to come out so soon in the subsequent Silver Edge. And going back to the first two bans that Ad Finem had, they banned out the Naga and the Alchemist, as they have been a lot, but this sort of game is actually where you would really want one of those two heroes, where you want to be able to stall out this 5-man and prevent them from grouping up. And what better way to make them TP back and defend through massive use of split pushing than Naga and Alchemist.
Again, now that OG knows that Ad Finem will have almost certainly have headed back as a full 5-man away from that aggressive maneuver. The map is open back up around the pit. OG straight into the Roshan. And again, Ad Finem just not in any sort of position to head over themselves, so it's going to be more money and experience into the pocket of OG and, to secure that Aegis for Notel. And it really has just been OG playing an incredibly clean series of Dota so far here in Game 2, leading 16-4. Ad Finem still missing that crucial fight that they need to swing themselves back in, and it's OG themselves that are looking to go immediately aggressive with that Aegis pickup.
Yeah, and they decided to even put it on the Drow Ranger instead of normally the Tower Sieger. I would say the DK. He has a lot of armor and he's just a lot safer to put in the front line, but doesn't matter too much for them as they smoke around.
Do they suspect this? Back. Do they expect this wraparound from OG Ad Finem? At the moment, still pushing out that lane. Madara could be in trouble. Jarex has the eyes, immediately jumps across. S4 there for the backup for this battle run and making sure that they've got a good chance to kill. They're being a little bit scarce about it. Madara's just going to go for the TP. The bash there. They don't even need it. The damage is more than enough from OG. Madara down for a good minute or so. OG with incredibly superior pushing power as well once they start to get this lane shut down towards the base of Ad Finem. They've already taken all the tier 2s, you know, next on the menu will be these tier 3s, the high ground pushes. Ad Finem just trying to push out as many lanes as they can, but they've got a gem on fly. MMT did not expect this, tries for the straight TP out, but the damage again is too much.
They're just squeezing out all possibilities of a late game win from Ad Finem. We have the Slardar, he has the Midas, and then they have the gem on the Dazzle. So either like they need to try and get some split pick off so the Nyx Dazzle, that's kind of shut down by the gem, or they need to take it late, which is somewhat countered by the hand of Midas on the Slardar. They're okay with the pace of the way the game is going, and even if they don't take any T3s or Raxes, they're still in a pretty good position. But this next push, what can Ad Finem do to stop this Drow Ranger strat from taking out their entire base?
I mean, that really is the thing. One bad fight from Ad Finem, and it could all be over. A bit of a messy attempt to jump in there, maybe showing the nerves and just the tension that Ad Finem have now at this stage because of how well OG have been playing against them. They can't afford to make these sort of mess ups. They need to find good jump ins. A fair bit of damage out to Anna. Of course, that track and Hurricane Pike combo is going to be very handy when it comes to this high ground pushback. OG very much ready to just shove themselves down this bottom lane. Incredibly tanky cores, and they're ready to hit the front lines and not for two, get about up and taking it down again. Just shoving it back with the Hurricane Pike, stealing the intel set though. It's starting to stack up a nice bit of solid intel, but there's the jump in. Jarex immediately with the lasso tracking the back, goes for Notel, holds them. The Sanities will be dropped though, doing huge amounts of damage. Notel's down, but he's got the Aegis ready for round 2. Anna kept alive by Fly's Grave. There'll be an Astral holding him back as well, but Ad Finem, they're already one down. MNT trying to focus Notel here with the Shuriken Burst, but Anna surviving again. Just this play here from the side, Fly on that Dazzle pick, ensuring that no one of OG is left behind. They don't manage to get the successful high ground siege. But again, they're not losing heroes, Ben.
Yeah, the OD building up a lot of int that fight actually made a pretty big difference. They were almost able to burst down the Dragon Knight, but what really saved them is the Slardar coming in. He was looking for the Astral on the DK as he was shallow graved up, but then Slardar came in and stunned the OD, and then DK got his armlet toggle off before the Astral was able to come out.
So the good news obviously for OG, they don't lose anyone. I guess in return the good news for Ad Finem is the fact that that was an Aegis push and you didn't lose the fight in terms of losing the base. You were able to push OG back for the time being.
Yeah, the PA was trying to farm her BKB on the top lane when she got picked off, and they're just not making any item progression. Yeah, the pushes are failing, but at Finem they aren't getting the items that they need. But at the same token, OG, they are 5-manning a lot, so they can't maximize the farm about the map. So at Finem, not perhaps too worried. Only 13,000 gold lead, I would say that's actually not terrible considering the circumstances where they are, what, 6 towers down versus the 4 on the opposite side. This is where Drow Ranger strats hit their peak. And No Tails also had to go for a BKB this game. Maybe not necessarily wanting to, but it is the safe play versus the OD. Can't always rely on the Dazzle.
You really can't at this stage of the game. You have to be very aware of how Ad Finem still, even though they are behind, have ways to fight around that the OG is bringing to these fights.
And all it takes is one bad fight with 3, 4 track kills, and that's just going to be a disaster. Jarak doesn't have BKB yet, so he can get counterplayed by the Nyx very easily. Even a defensive Astral on a Crush target or a Dragon Tail target could ruin OG's plans. So they can't just rush up headlong into the Radiant base and expect to win out a fight. They had to play very methodically.
Now we have OG getting ready for another push as they bring this top lane round in towards the base of Ad Finem. Obviously not with the Aegis in hand this time. There's some newly found pickups. Obviously Blink now complete on Ana, so he as well as Jerax and S4 can look for those jumps.
This is risky. No Aegis and the BKB is completed on PA. I think he just bought it, so it might not have been scouted out by OG. And this way he can run at the Dazzle, and the Batrider might just have to use his ultimate on him. Not the best target because he's BKB'd, but it should be a good target if he needs to save his teammates.
As we can see that OG just with perfect composure here, really not wanting to force the issue unnecessarily. Still respecting that fact that, as you mentioned, Ad Finem with Matter as BKB, they can fight. They can hold back OG and they can make them pay for it. So OG just keeping all lanes pushed in, continuing to make sure that they are getting more out of the map than Ad Finem. We just have to wait and see when they do decide to turn that again into another attempt at breaking that high ground.
And it must feel so confined right now with the area that they can farm. It's just creeps of the hill, and now they're looking to expand that. Skylark at the reins with the smoke.
See what they can find here. They are heading straight towards their own jungle. Again, just a little bit off the mark in terms of trying to find members of OG. They're all towards the mid lane and above.
They're just desperately hoping that someone TP's down to that bottom tower to farm that wave.
Yeah, they really are, and at the moment OG just showing no signs of breaking up this very locked-in 5-man movement that they've kept up for the last 5 minutes at least or so.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under attack.
it's scary as well because they could very well come back this way and find themselves walking into Ad Finem and could also get the jump themselves. MNT, he's in trouble. S4, he's going to spot him out, has the gem in hand, lays down an amplify, and OG will take themselves another 420 on the board. Ad Finem, I mean, this is looking like such a tough game too for them, Ben.
Yeah, they might need a gem too to get rid of these observer wards on the immediate outside of their base.
Jax, he's just looking to continue the momentum. We'll jump in, will be countered immediately though by the Nyx Assassin. Falling low, S4's going to come in as well. Telekinesis holding him back. Spartan has the stolen crush to hold him underneath the tower. S4 falling low, but again, flies over the heels. Matter, he's tried to jump in with the BKB, but they have turned. They've got enough damage to bring down the PA. And Matter is out for a minute. Does not have buyback.
The Silver Edge just ruined him. Drow Ranger was able to win that BKB war easily with no evasion.
No trying to come forward, no tail. She kind of very aggressively postured, but he's forced out. He's going to be fine, but we can expect to see OG just trying to push in as much as they can with that PA off the map.
They're having a hard time breaking these buildings, though.
I don't know. Could be in trouble. Ooh, Thug will shove him away, so I guess the intention wasn't quite there to fight. Still just trying to keep OG away from being able to finish up any of these tier 3s and have the chance of getting a look in onto the base of Ad Finem. But as we're seeing, Ben, it's just been, this Dazzle pick has been absolutely perfect for the way that the OG want to play. Every time a core jumps in and fly, he's always there with so much sustain, making it so hard for Ad Finem to punish any sort of aggressive play from OG.
And OG, they're like, usually you might like go in as Ad Finem like 2 for 1, but that's not going to happen with Dazzle. Normally you'd be okay with that because of track, but they're just not allowing any quarter to be given. And Aegis G's, Ad Finem nowhere in sight. Can they withstand this onslaught? I don't think so, but PA was actually very close to killing the Batrider at the start of the fight. All they need is like one quick decapitation like that early on in the fight with track, and they can stall another few minutes and wait for the PA to get a lot bigger. But DK getting his Silver Edge onto the PA is going to be a big factor in these fights.
They've got to be careful. They've come out again, Ad Finem, into the jungle of OG. They're down towards the south. We are going to see OG head up towards OD. A lot of pings around that area. They know that Thug was trying to push out this top lane and immediately going for the TP out. S4 very close.
And his smoke pop, so they're going to spend some time over there.
Yeah, they will be hunting for a bit. Jarax should give the clear though, and they'll realize that he's out of there. OG getting very close to finding these big heroes, and Ad Finem had to be so careful of how they come out on the map at this stage, but at the same time it's that they kind of have to. They can't allow themselves to be suffocated in the base.
Headed over towards the side shop.
Will MNT finally be able to find that Courier Sniper this game? No, it's just over the tree line. MNT will TP out.
He uses Windwalk to try and kill those neutral creeps. That's how desperate he is as a bounty hunter.
Notail with the completed E-Blade as well.
Swiftly now.
Extra bit of a defensive mechanism. Very nice to use against any sort of target that Madara jumps in upon.
He might be able to blow out the PA with that. He's sitting at like almost 200 agility.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Madara's got to be careful, especially with how he utilizes the BKB, as you said, trying to work it around that Silver Edge break hit. OG ready for another attempt on the high ground. Finem needs something absolutely huge. We need to see Thug start to rack up that stolen intelligence. Go for big sanities. There we have it, jumping forward. Trying to build it up, but Anna actually comes in returning. In fact, with the stun, the crush, the amplify, but they just foul Thug. He's out. Jerax comes in with the lasso on the Madara. Pops the BKB. PA trying to fight for it all. Jumps to fly, but flies Graves himself. Madara can't quite finish off the fly kill. Multiple buybacks coming out from Ad Finem. They're trying their best to hold Skylark. Ripped to pieces by Notail. They need to find a kill on this, but at the moment, OG just aren't dying. It's a dieback from Madara. OG just dominating so far in this series. It's going to be GG 27 to 4, game 2. Going the way of OG once again. And Ben, it really just seems so far that OG proving that they're on another level. I mean, it is a best of 5. Ad Finem could still look for that miracle run and get that 3-game win streak after this. But so far, all of the momentum is in OG's hands, surely, Ben.
Yeah, and Ad Finem need to find a way to stop OG from just grouping up and pushing. They are so good at that. That's how they got all the way to the grand finals. And Ad Finem looking for a more scrappy kind of game where there's 2 heroes there, 3 heroes there, but when they have the Drow and the Luna, it's just so conducive to OG